tell me why I think this is so timely.
In the classroom, I wear a microphone, and it's on a little lanyard that I wear right underneath my voice. And we have a speaker in the back of the room. So everything that I say during instruction is then amplified in the classroom. So even if I turn my back and I'm writing on the board, the students are able to hear my words very clearly. So many of our students have language impairments and auditory processing issues, and the amplification provides them with extra support to be able to filter out auditory information.
What the microphone does inside the classroom is that it helps us kids who do have a bad hearing or who can't really hear that well, help us hear the teacher, what they're saying, and get us a better understanding of what they're talking about.
For students that have auditory processing issues, they have a hard time tuning into the teacher's voice as the most important auditory input. They hear everything with equal importance. So when you give instructions, auditory, like turn to page 56, but the kid next to them is shuffling papers in their backpack, they hear it as all the same level of importance. So as a parent, imagine that you're walking into a coffee shop and you hear all of the noises that go along with that experience. You hear the plates jingling, you hear voices talking, you hear a group that's meeting and having a conference, you hear people ordering, you hear all this information and it's all coming at you all at once. And it's hard to focus. It's hard to know, that it's your turn next in line, or that you are talking to the cashier, and it's really hard, even like in a restaurant where you're filtering out all that other information and you're trying to focus on the conversation you're having with the people that are with you. And so the Sound Field Amplification System allows the teacher's voice to become the loudest auditory input in the room. This provides them with that level of support, and it does it for them without them having to work so hard for it, so that they're able to focus on learning and focus on what's important and follow directions, rather than working so hard to try to decide in their brain what's important, what's not. Do I need to listen to this conversation, or is this important? So it's so helpful for those kids that have that difficulty.
It's important to have this technology in the classroom because it helps the kids learn better and understand things, because they can hear the teacher's voice instead of hearing other stuff around them.
I've worked in classrooms with sound field systems and classrooms without, and the difference is amazing. And so it's a small piece of technology, but it makes such a huge impact in the lives of the children in that classroom.
The iPads are used for accommodating students' needs and also for giving students access to the wealth of information that is available to them and all the resources that are available. Yeah, the iPads are definitely useful for our students. The biggest thing that they do is they provide an opportunity for different methods of expressing what they know. So it gives our students that are more creative, that creative outlet to express what they know. The students that prefer to write, they can type. If those that prefer to speak, they can record what they're doing. They can make videos. So it does give them a lot of different opportunities to show what they know, and then they can have it so that if they run out of time, they can finish it later. So they're not concerned so much about having to conform to the time that everyone else has. They can kind of go at their own pace and they can work at their own pace. So all of their resources are with them. It doesn't matter if they're in class or out of class. They still have all of the same information and all of the same resources available.
So when you need some material to look back into, you can, instead of just going through the thousands of textbooks you have and just scrolling through, you can go to Google Classroom, which is what all the teachers use this year, and you can just look in, see what you need to find, boop, boop, boop.
Those kids that have had a hard time accessing traditional education, you can get more out of them because they now don't have to worry about how to spell something and how to physically form the letters. If that part is hard for them, it's not a barrier anymore because now they can simply voice to text.
It makes work much more efficient. You know, you can get it done more quickly, and it kind of savors you more time to do other things, which I love about it, you know.
All of these things that have traditionally been a hindrance for a lot of our students in order to access their education, it's not a problem anymore. Now they just are able to get what they need and get what they can out of their education without those barriers.
By donating, in a way, you can literally like help out the school, bring more technology to kids and increase their education and, you know, have a smarter, more developed world.
It's important for us to be able to provide the best education we can for these kids that often get pushed to the side. They're the kids that get forgotten about. And they're the kids that are harder to teach when they're in a room full of neurotypical kids. But they're the best kids because all they want is what everybody else can have so easily. They would just work so hard just to level the playing field. And so if we can give them what they need to make that work a little less and to make that burden a little less, then we should.